So this is Ginger. She loved her balls. This is towards the end of her life with her special socks on to cover her sores on her back legs. She basically could not walk anymore in the end. When she was really young, we used to have those plastic ball chuckers, and she'd go whipping out there, and she'd run it back, and she'd whip out there, and run it back, and whip out there, and run it back, and she'd do it over and over, and then if she got tired, she'd flop down on the grass. But even by the time she was 7, maybe, that slowed her up a lot. When you guys left for college, she helped me get through it. And it wasn't till I realized I could talk to them about a week in. I realized if I just talk out loud, nobody's going to hear me. So I would have great conversations with the dogs, and that was really nice, actually. Aw, I see she has black socks on. Look at how skinny she looks. Distended belly. She really got old quick. For quite a while, she just had a hard time getting up and down the stairs. So I could grab her hindquarters and sort of push her, lift her a little bit, and she'd climb up. She'd be able to climb the stairs okay that way. And then towards the end, she couldn't get up the stairs, and I'd carry her up. Sometimes she could come in the garage stairs. She could climb those, but she couldn't get up the stairs at night. And then towards the end, I carried her everywhere, in and out to eat. Even eating was a struggle for her to stand up and eat. Often she'd just flop down and she couldn't stand up. Yeah, I had to carry her in and out of the house at the end. And it was sad because she was still happy in the end. She'd still wag her tail. She was still excited to see you. She still wanted to be with you. She just couldn't walk anymore. So then it's quality of life. She'd go out and she'd kind of take a few steps and pee, but you can't have a dog in the house that you have to carry back and forth. It's just not fair to her or us. It was sort of after work, and it was sort of routine, so I don't know if I had much thought other than, here's the appointment, had to get home, had to get the dog loaded, what did we need to take with us, that sort of thing, and bring her down. We knew it was going to happen. We knew it'd have to happen, and I'm a pretty rational guy, so it was a no-brainer that we'd have to go and do it at some point. So then it was just a matter of making the appointment. In my Google Calendar, I put what did I write? Ginger is entering eternal rest. Yeah, it was kind of hard to say goodbye. What do? You make sure that they know you love them, and this was probably the biggest struggle when dogs have organ failure, kidney failure, or obviously heart failure, something like that. I mean, they're bad, and it's time to put them down. The hardest one is when their organ failure is their legs, because they're healthy otherwise and happy, and that's the hardest ones to put down. She had no idea what was happening. I had read an article about putting dogs down, or any animal down, as they have no concept of the future or of death. So they have no idea that this is happening. So it's not something that is that they're feeling bad about. They're at the vet. She's probably nervous about being at the vet, but there was no, you know what I'm saying? There was no. She didn't have any idea what was about to happen. We did, and of course that carried all the emotion. I do remember she peed, sort of just released herself, I guess, and So the vet was apologetic, although I'm sure she saw that happen many times, and she got a roll of paper towels and let us keep it. And it was odd to have her head flop. You know, you talk about dead weight when you carry something out. And I don't know if I necessarily saw that. She warned us that she'd be dead weight, but, you know, she's a dog anyway, and I carried her in and out for many weeks, so I don't think she was necessarily heavier, but it was odd to have her flopping around, you know. It's, she, had, she was lifeless. So the sweater was was my brother's, and it was a hand-me-down, and he so you know I got all his clothes anyway when I was a kid, and it went to college with me. I wore that damn sweater all the time. Was in much better shape back then. So that sweater was 40 years old, and it was just the most comfortable wool sweater. It had gotten really thin, you know, by the time Ginger got it. Um, there was a great picture of that my buddy Luis Diaz took of my mom and I at college. Uh, it was Parents' Weekend or something. I was wearing that sweater, had my big afro, and Mom was so proud, you know. Uh, so I was kind of pictured. And we used to dress Ginger in clothes a lot. Often it was either it was because it was really cold out, or it was because we didn't want her chewing on something or eating something or whatever. But anyway, so it kind of made sense. I was going to throw out this sweater anyway, so it kind of made sense that she wore it into eternity. I don't know. You know, you kind of think of what can you, you know, how do you memorialize her, or what do you do for her? And then, of course, we covered her with tennis balls. She loved her tennis balls. We had a whole bunch left over. In fact, we put so many in, I think we took some back out. There were too many. Yeah. But she would have appreciated going to eternity with some tennis balls.